For ladies in urban areas, displaying their best outfit and hairstyles on social media has become the trend, especially during social events. Increasingly, fashion choices are not just for family and friends, but also for the whole world to see and admire. On this week's episode of Our Voices, we speak to a fashion expert on how the best looks are coordinated even on a budget. We also ask women what inspires their fashion senses and trends on any given occasion. Let's get started. Hello, I'm Oriani Tangishaka, and I'm, of course, with my co-host in studio, Semenesh Yakoye, as usual, and Jeannie Niwa. Today, we are also joined in studio by an amazing local stylist here in the Washington metropolitan area. Meet Christen Johnson, founder of SCB Luxury Styling, a personal styling firm that helps aspiring, sophisticated women harmonize their inner beauty with their outer appearance. She's also the author of The Body Shape Bible. Christen has been doing this since 2014 and has collaborated with renowned companies here in the U.S. such as Nordstrom, Trunk Club, Amazon, and Rue La La. Christen, welcome to Our Voices. Thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having me, ladies.
Such a pleasure.
You came at the right time. We needed you.
Happy New Year.
We want to boost up. Yes, Happy New Year.
Yeah, it's our new year, and then we need to, step up on our styling, right?
Guys, switch it up a little bit, right?
Switch it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I like how you described her, how you say harmonize.
Yes.
The harmony. Yeah.
Sophisticated women. We are already sophisticated, but we want to bump it up a little bit.
I know.
Love it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's me. So let's begin in West Africa, Ghana, where women are taking charge of their fashion choices and using style as a powerful way to express themselves. Many professional women are embracing style as an essential aspect of their life, boldly creating their path to future success. Francisca Kakra Forson report from the capital, Accra.
In Ghana, many professional women balance traditional African prints with Western trends. The evolution of women's fashion goes beyond clothing. It's a celebration of empowerment. Women are embracing their uniqueness and using style to break free from traditional norms. Fashion is a form of self-expression. It's a way for women to tell the world who they are without uttering a word. Modern women are redefining beauty standards and embracing styles that empower them. They believe that their fashion style reflects their professionalism, confidence, and competence in the workplace.
Style is not just important, it is very important. And the reason I say this is because people see you and they just can't form an opinion about you, even before they get to talk to you and know who you really are or what you're made of. And so you enter a room and immediately anybody that looks at you just forms a quick opinion about you. And they're able to tell, oh, this person looks responsible, or this person is this person, that. So I think that this is very important, just so you are able to communicate something, whatever you want anybody to perceive about you, your style will speak for you even before you speak to the people.
Most women saying they want to make a statement with their clothing.
When I enter a room, I just want people to see me as a go-getter, a very serious-minded person and a responsible lady.
As a corporate person or as a professional woman, if you like, I've had this conversation with friends where we usually say, how you dress is how you will be addressed. Or how you dress determines whether when they open the door, they will ask you to come in, or they will ask you, oh, who are you looking for? So it is always very important as a professional woman to be well put together.
While social media is opening up new opportunities in fashion, many women still find value in seeking style inspiration from their friends or consulting with stylists. Fashion consultant, stylist, and interior designer Ifua Rida has been working in the fashion industry for about a decade. She collaborates with top foreign and local fashion brands with a clientele mainly professional women.
It's an important expression of who we are. We express our personality, we express who we are through our style.
One's personal style must be considered to being on following the fashion trends.
I'm very simple. I wear lots of classic pieces. I shop a lot of pieces that I can pair together, make many outfits out of them. Maybe a quirky pair of shoes or a pop-up lipstick or mixing prints. I love to mix prints.
Ifua explains what is involved in styling a client.
What are some of their fears, joys when it comes to fashion? We look at their body type. What kind of body do they have? How can we dress them? What kind of clothing would flatter their bodies? And we look at their personality. So, do you love to be funky? Are you loud? Are you happy?
Violet Obeng, popularly known as Akosia V, is a stylist and fashion blogger based in the UK. She styles Ghanaian politicians and celebrities.
We do more of rustic colors, subtle colors, you get it? Like the nudes, more of nudes, you can do colorful outfits during winter. I can't say it's a don't, but anyways, lately we do them, depending on how you put it together. The people in the diaspora are coming down to Africa to have their wedding gowns done. I know a lot of people in the diaspora who render the services of the African designers.
Stepping out with confidence and flair, Ghanaian women are boldly leaving their mark on the world. Francisca Kakra-Forson for VOA News, Accra.
Thank you so much, Francisca, for that report. I love the way the ladies were, enjoying the style they're in. Christine, let me come to you. First, I want to understand, what is the difference between a fashion designer and a stylist? Is there any?
Yeah, so it's definitely a difference. So fashion designers actually make clothes. They make them from hand or maybe even wholesale them. I don't do that at all. That is not my ministry. It's a lot of work, and I applaud anybody who's a fashion designer. But as far as a stylist, there are so many different types of stylists that exist. I, for one, am a personal stylist, but now I actually don't even call myself that. I like to call myself a style savant. When I was introduced in the beginning, we talked about confidence and really harmonizing your inner beauty with your outer appearance. Personal stylists, of course, help women to really curate capsule wardrobes and really look good every day. And obviously I do that, but I do a lot more than just curating a capsule wardrobe. It's really how you feel on the inside and really helping you to showcase that on the outside. And that's the main focus of what I do.
I wish I had you at my house every morning.
I think we all need her.
Christine, you mentioned confidence. What can we learn from your book, Body Shape Bible, and how women can feel confident with their shape?
Yeah, well, first, I appreciate you guys calling me an author. I never called myself an author, but the Body Shape Bible is an ebook that I created, and it launched in 2019. It was all through just going through an experience of a speaking engagement. I was talking in front of a group of women, and I decided to just talk about body shapes. At the time, I didn't have the Body Shape Bible, so I just pulled body shapes offline, the ones that we know, like apple shape, banana shape, and rectangle shape, all the crazy fruits and shapes that they call us as women. And I was talking to these women, and they were looking at me like I was crazy because no one wanted to be called none of those items or fruits or food. Yeah. So that kind of led me to want to create my own ebook and my own list of body shapes. So the Body Shape Bible really breaks down my 5 body shapes that I created. They're diamond cuts, which is usually a diamond is a woman's best friend. So it's really just supposed to be a positive and uplifting take on body shapes. It helps women to determine their body shape and shows them how to take their measurements as well, because most women don't know how to do that either.
Now, talking about how to elevate your style, what are some of the tips that you can give us, especially even for those women who think they already got it, they're already stylish, they wake up in the morning, it's boom, boom, boom in their closets, but some of the tips that they can use to elevate their styles that they already think, is already okay?
Yeah, so one thing, taking your measurements. Like, I feel like that's something that we shy away from because it can be fearful to look at a number or even feel like you're bigger or smaller than what you want to be, but try not to be afraid of that. I mean, really acknowledging where you are in your shape and your body is important. And that will kind of allow everything else to fall in line. Once you know your shape, once you know your measurements, it helps everything else to fall in line. So taking your measurements is one tip. And of course, another tip, wearing color, not being afraid of color. I feel like we all resort to black, and black is great, but you can also mix it in with a print and a color to really just create balance. And it makes you feel good when you have some color on.
Yeah, I think color is also my weak point. I always tend to the safest, brown, gray, something that doesn't scream and call attention on me. But I guess you are right, we need to embrace color. But how do you determine your client's personal style? Like, for example, if they're interested into something ill-fitting, how do you convince them in what, fits them?
Yeah, so I'm really big on education. So of course, the first step is determining their body shape and their measurements, and I show them how to do that. Once we do that, we actually just build a relationship. I feel like that's something that's kind of overshadowed when it comes to having a stylist, but building a relationship, me actually getting to know the client, what they do every day, what they love, their preferences, and also what they hate, really helps me to curate a wardrobe that makes sense for them and their lifestyle.
What about some, mistakes that we make? Because you probably look at somebody passing by the street, be like, What are some of those mistakes people do?
Yeah, making assumptions about what size you are. I feel like us as women, we think we're a lot bigger than what we are. So sometimes even just choosing the wrong size is a mistake. And I mean, that's the main thing that I can think of.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for that tip. That's a great one. Now it's time for a short break. When we return, we'll try on some clothes and put to practice what we are discussing. We'll try to match our shapes with new styles and colors. We ask you to share your thoughts on this topic on our social media platforms at VOA Africa. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and X, formerly known as Twitter. Don't forget to use the hashtag VOA Our Voices. Stay with us and we'll be right back.
In times of change, when the world seems uncertain and what we hear doesn't reflect what we see, we seek the truth. When we are told only part of the story, we lose trust. In moments of crisis, our dreams, hopes, and wishes for a better tomorrow depends on a free press. At Voice of America, we bring you the stories that people take risks to see. We connect the world and unite it with truth. At Voice of America, we show you the whole picture.
You're watching VOA's Red Carpet. My name is Jackson Vunganyi. Thank you so much for joining us each week right here on Red Carpet. We bring you the latest in
health, wellness, sport, beauty, medical breakthroughs. Healthy Living cares about your well-being. What are the main health concerns in Africa and around the world? Find out the latest on coronavirus. Connect with our experts and ask them questions.
How long does the virus stay?
Join me, Linor Moudou, in Washington, every week on Healthy Living, right here on VOA.
Welcome back. You're with Our Voices. Today we're discussing tips on how to best choose clothes styling that best fits our personalities, complexions, and on any given occasion. We're delighted to be here, joined in studio by Christen Johnson. She's a self-declared style servant and who is on a mission to empower women as the founder of the company SCB Luxury Styling. Well, one thing is for sure, we are so happy to have you here with us.
Thank you.
And we're going to try on some really nice things, and you're going to tell us some of the things that are definitely best way to address them, and maybe starting with what I have on.
Yeah, so of course I wanted to choose some color. So right now you're wearing the O'Hara blazer in sapphire. So it's a double breast blazer, kind of on trend with the oversized like boyfriend fit. And then underneath you have on a mixed print. So black and white is a nice design and print that can be paired with any pop of color.
Okay.
And then the matching pants.
Okay, well, we'll discuss a little bit more about that in a minute. So before we try on some of the clothes that we see here on set, let's hear from women on the streets of Nairobi sharing their thoughts on how one can choose fashion styles and the latest trends on any given day, especially with a budget in mind. We hear from Sarah Mweni, a businesswoman, Jacqueline Mbitwau, a saleswoman, and Julia Gaido, a content creator. Take a listen.
You can go to, for example, Koja. There's so many clothes, like 100 shillings. Just pick a top, a budget, maybe a budget of 200 shillings. You can get a top, a trouser. Yeah, it's not supposed to go to those designer shops and get.
So as long as it works?
As long as it works. You can be stylist on a budget.
The second-hand clothes are very, very really stylish. You can do a mix-up. Like this one is a second-hand sweater, and then I've done a new. This is like brand new. I got it from Isili.
The stereotypical type that was popular for my time, like as a young woman in her teens or early 20s, which was like the stick thin figure. But now there's a more appreciation of a curvier woman, and we're seeing it being reflected more and more in fashion. The trend now is basically the stuff that millennials like myself wore in their teen years. So a lot of like khaki pants with the side pockets. Here in Kenya, we call them side mboshos. So if you have a good eye and know what can look rich, you even have trends on TikTok like these are the colors that look rich, the nudes and the you know, the whites and the ivories, and you just pair it with one expensive thing. So I think it's possible to look good on a budget. And then even in Kenya, we can go to Gikomba. We have such options for thrift, which make us look fashionable even on a budget. Not everybody can go to Zara or ship in things from Fashion Nova, but we're still able to look cute.
Exactly. So, Christine, tell us, what about you? What's your philosophy on styling on a budget?
Yeah, so for me, it really just depends on who the person is and what aligns with their lifestyle. So I try not to talk too much about budget because I feel like people assume that it means cheap or, you know, inexpensive. But when you're on a budget, you can actually set a budget for a wardrobe. So say, you know, $500, really making sure that you stay within that $500 with the pieces that you choose. Not everybody needs the same pieces in their wardrobe as well. So really thinking about those pieces that you want to invest in that makes sense for you, your lifestyle, and your body shape.
So getting something that you can always go to and feel proud about, even if it's expensive, but just that one piece that just sets it up.
Yeah, and it's quality over quantity too. So even if you have a budget of $500, don't feel like you have to buy 20 pieces. Maybe just buying 2 or 3 nice pieces will suffice.
Makes sense.
That can last.
It'll last longer, exactly.
Yeah. What about skin color? You know, do we have to, you know, pay attention to our skin tone and color when we choose? Like, for example, is there anything from your collection here that would go with my skin color?
Yeah, so as Black women, we can wear any skin color. So, or any color, not skin color. So don't be afraid of like prints and different fabrics and, you know, different colors. I feel like a lot of these colors are very muted, which is another thing that you can kind of take baby steps into wearing color, going from muted tones like burgundies or even like deeper blues or even deeper pinks. But also not being afraid to mix in some neutrals too. So you don't feel like if you are afraid of color, you feel like you're fully wearing color. Sometimes that can be scary. So really balancing that out with a nice neutral, like I mentioned, the black and white print to really just, bring the color down. And I feel like you may feel a little bit better. But I think any of these colors would really complement any Black woman's skin tone.
What about for very, very light-skinned women? I'm looking at something like this. Would that be too light for them, even though they have a lighter skin complexion? Would that work? Maybe she can, tell us how to mix match that.
Yeah, so this will definitely work. This is a nice neutral, so this is ivory. I feel like it's another take on white. So I know during like the winter seasons or even the colder months, people try to shy away from like stark whites. So wearing like a nice warm ivory really just warms it up. And then pairing a nice pop of color with it so it doesn't feel like it could wash you out. So this could be a nice example. And I love a monochromatic look. So wearing an ivory t-shirt with ivory pants. Monochromatic is really easy, really stylish and chic. And it's also slimming if you feel like, you want to take some pounds off. And then just pairing a nice pop of color over top just to break it up really will just bring the look together.
Nice. Yeah, I love that coat. Like the print, it has that African touch. It looks like an African print.
Yeah.
I don't know if it fits me, but I would love to try it out.
Yeah. Would that be too much? Would that be too much to wear both of them, the jacket and the pants?
No. So that's another monochromatic or like a suit. It's honestly very easy. So you can pair any color top with it, any color shoe, because your pants and your jacket match. So that's the size and medium.
Maybe she can try it on. You want to try it on? Yeah. On top of your black, I think it'll go really good.
Yeah, because with my dress, it will be too much of.
We know that much, right?
And then thinking about fabrics too, because I know it's probably either hot or just kind of warm where you guys are located, across the country. So really considering some lighter weight fabrics that are breathable, fabrics that'll keep you cool. And it's a crop style jacket, so super cute.
Yeah. I like it. That's totally something that I would wear.
Yeah,
really cropped this short, because I think I would be a little bit nervous about it being that short, so that's something new for me.
Yeah.
High rise.
Oh, yes,
exactly. High waist pants really help to create that proportion. So I definitely wouldn't suggest wearing a crop jacket with low rise or like mid rise. Something high waist will definitely
okay,
look
just
better
perfect with this kind of pants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because the black it goes with many colors. So having inside this one also is really, it will really.
I think I'll still be nervous having prints on top and on the bottom. And but just the way you have yours, I think it's gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank you. So just pulling out colors from the print. Even these are very versatile, so you can wear any pop of color with these as well. But just playing around. Yeah, go ahead.
A print pants.
Yeah.
Solid. Yeah, that looks really nice. I do like the coordination when you talk about prints. It seems like a lot of women shy away from prints and just wear like a plain white with a jacket like this. So the way you coordinated this for me, it's good.
Yes, thank you. You look good.
Yeah. I have a question. Sometimes we buy a lot of clothes and then, we think that the fashion changed and we keep on buying. So is there a way to go back to your past clothes and maybe recreate something new?
Yeah, definitely. So I really am not big on trends. I really pull and wear whatever I want.
That's so liberating.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of women they get hung up on the trends, which makes it frustrating and challenging to dress yourself and even shop. But to answer your question, I feel like having those basics. So just like what's in your hand right now, that's a simple basic that's classic. It'll never go out of style. You can get it in black, white, brown, gray, and it's a great layering piece too. Whether it be sleeveless or a turtleneck or a long sleeve.
Nice.
But really shying away from trends is honestly my biggest tip when it comes to women dressing themselves.
And also what she said about just buying a lot of things. Like when I travel so heavy because I have to have everything just in case. So what's your advice on that? Because I really need to just get some tips on just traveling light and just making sure I just style right.
Yeah, that's funny. I was just talking about that. I actually just went on a trip and my suitcase was just enough. Wow. But I curated a capsule wardrobe. So a capsule wardrobe is really just a wardrobe that consists of pieces that are versatile. So you can mix and match the pieces. And it doesn't have to be a lot of pieces. It can be 10 pieces, 15. But if you're traveling, really curating a capsule wardrobe that makes sense. So looking at your itinerary, looking at, you know, what you're doing, the weather, really considering all those things, and then putting some pieces together that can work for dinner, the daytime, maybe even exercise if you're doing that while you're traveling.
Nice. So get rid of the just in case clothes. That should be
a lot of just in case.
You get there.
Yeah, you're right. You're very right. Getting rid of a lot of just in case, because just in case just means like you're not really thinking about it.
Right.
You're not being intentional about it. You're just in case, and then when you get there, you're like, what is this? But I think I'm gonna start doing that. Just gonna pair whatever exactly I'm gonna wear on that day. And I think my luggage is going to be much lighter.
I guess, yeah.
And just having one pair of pants that pairs with a bunch of tops, or having one top that pairs with a bunch of pants.
Right. And what's wrong with repeating a pants?
There's nothing wrong at all.
Because I think with women, we get nervous about that. Look, no, I wore that and they saw that on social media, so I got to wait for next year.
By the way, what about hairstyle? Do you also, you know, match hairstyle with what you are wearing? And
that's true.
That's not my thing, but I do make suggestions. I'm a natural hair girly, so I'm always here for the curls and shortcuts as well. But protective styles are, of course, nice. Even if you want to do like extensions or even like a wig, I'm here for everything. As long as it makes you feel good and it really completes your look.
So tell us briefly about accessories. Yeah. What do you recommend?
So I love a statement earring. If you have shorter hair or if you wear your hair up, I think statement earrings are fun. Typically, if I do a statement earring, I won't do a necklace, or I'll do like a very like simple piece, necklace piece. Or vice versa. I'll do a fun statement necklace and a very simple earring. That's just my preference and what I would suggest. I feel like sometimes wearing a statement and a statement can just be a little too much.
Too much.
Yeah. A very last tip about women who are curvy. We know on the continent, women are curvy just in 10 seconds.
Yes. So curvy women really focusing on fabrics with stretch and structure. So these pants have elastane and wool, so it's stretching the waist, but they still have structure.
Very nice. Well, that is our show for today. We enjoyed it so much, and I hope you got some tips as well for your wardrobe. Thanks to our guest Christen Johnson, founder and CEO of SCB Luxury Styling, and also the author of Body Shape Bible. Go get that online. She's a self-declared style savant, and Christen has been transforming wardrobe since 2014 and has collaborated with many major companies here in the U.S. like Nordstrom, Trunk Club, Amazon, and Rulala. Thank you so much for being with us. On behalf of our voices, it's a good day.